Perfect. My name is Lexi. I am going to be your dungeon master for the evening, day, time, period, whenever you're watching. I don't know. And I'm here with my amazing players who are all going to go ahead and introduce themselves. Starting with CJ.
Hi everyone, I'm CJ, or known as Classic Dragon on the internet. Find me on Twitter at classic_drag, game designer, performer, all the 9 yards, yada yada yada.
Hey everybody, I'm Austin. You can find me on Twitter at Selskadolson, at Seller SCT Austin. I'm a TTRPG game designer, player, performer, lover.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter, mainly Twitter, at Lust for Life, LUSTTFORLIFEEX, and that is where you can keep up to date with me, and my schedules and upcoming games and one-shots and other stuff that I'm up to in the TTRPG space.
All right. Hey, I'm Izzy. I use she, they pronouns. I know how to introduce myself, which is being proven now as I do so. Thank you so much.
Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me on Wally132, just like the cute little Disney robot, talking about whatever stuff is on my mind.
And I'm Liv. I use she, they pronouns. I'm your best girl, best pal, and professional menace on the internet, where I am playing TTRPGs and dropping really, really wild revelations in the middle of the night. So you should follow me on Twitter at liveinaday.
Amazing. So, we will go ahead and begin our story across the vast plains of a floating city. Green grass races past us while we lead into cobblestone pathways. Thunder bellows in the distance as rain pangs heavily on the window of every tiny shop crammed into nooks and crannies all across town. A pang of lightning flashes across the horizon, and for a moment, we see giants. No, something larger than giants, suspended in the distance like mountains to the untrained eye. We zoom past these colossal bodies of the unmoving archaics, sitting in their solitude, 8-armed colossal bodies hunched over the dark forest that surrounds the border of the very structure where our adventure will blossom and bloom. As we push past the perimeter of campus, we enter a bubble that protects the school, shielding it from the rain. This, my friends, is the premier institution of magical learning and education, Strixhaven University. At its heart, the Biblioplex sits at the heart of campus. Hanging over it is a gravity-defying star arch, a stone crown almost radiating outwards from the Biblioplex's location. We zoom over the luscious grass of the commons to the Firehold Cafe, where we see a beautiful Earth Genasi slipping a tiny bag of something green and very, very, very legal, to a horribly disheveled Owlin. Tracing towards the Bozen Tavern, we see a tight-muscled dwarven second year pick up a table full of first years. They all kind of grab onto the edge. Everyone cheers and clinks glasses. We zoom out and over the infinitely large Strixhaven Stadium, known as the Rainbow Loop, we see a small pair, a couple, hiding underneath the stacks of bleachers to share a kiss in the pouring rain. From the labyrinthine pathways of Taurus Hall and Quandrix to the miry bogs weaving underneath the wooden walkways beneath Witherbloom. From the ancient ruins of the Pillar Drop in Lorehold, where even a first year can uncover the secrets of history and chaos, to the long row of art, almost covered in this wall of galaxy-like paper, pieces of expressive art appear for one ephemeral moment. From all of the schools, expanding from this area, we soar through the sky, finally looking upon the one and only Strixhaven. Welcome to the Strix. Now, I would love to say that this is where we're starting our adventure, but it's Friday night. Like, what kind of whiz stays home on a Friday night in the rain when you can be out partying? That is right, off campus, through the dark trees, back through the trudging rain, we inch towards the spine of an archaic. The ridges, almost like steps leading up to the shoulders, where a crowd is gathered around a gigantic house. A driving beat pulses through this house, and normally it would be kind of haunted and creepy, but this is a local hangout spot for anyone who is cool at Strixhaven U. And this is where we're going to find our players. I'm going to do the fun thing, which is roll a dice for who is going to go first, who I'm going to zoom in on first. I have my order, so I'm just going to roll it and we'll see. Amazing. We find ourselves in a room full of pulsing beats, people dancing, sweat dripping down bodies, people trying to talk and yell over the crowd and the music, which is like close to impossible, but it's college, you're still gonna try. Here we're gonna see Amethyst. Amethyst Wilson, our resident forged cleric, and one of the newest transfers to Strixhaven. Amethyst, why don't you go ahead and describe yourself and tell us what you would be doing in this room?
I knew it would be me.
I did roll a 1.
This sucks. No. So Amethyst, at a staggering 6'5", Amethyst Wilson is named in reference to her dark-skinned hue. She's a dark purple tiefling with horns that go straight up from her head, that curve at the tips. Her eyes are crisp blue, and she wears a dark navy-colored pullover with flecks of red and gold lining the like lace. And I think she kind of got invited to this party from someone she met like at her orientation, and they like gave her the address, and she's like, okay, like I guess I'll go to this. Like I went to another party like earlier in the week, and that turned out really well, so like maybe 2 isn't going to be bad. So I think she's really just standing in like a corner, kind of like drinking some water, just like checking the time, but like also kind of like, oh, what other awkward people can I talk to? Yeah. Amazing.
So you're kind of standing in the corner. Someone catches your eye. It is your cousin, Xanther Bowen, who is just this fire Ganazi, beautifully long dreads. You can just tell just by how people have treated you and the fact that you're associated with him, that they're pretty well known across campus, and they're kind of the it person on campus. Xanther has, just like I said, these fire dreads that lead back behind their head, fall down. But for the night, it's pulled up into a ponytail. He's got these glowing, fiery eyes that make him kind of stand out in the middle of the crowd. And he walks over to you. His smile is just glinting, and he's holding a cup. And they just kind of say, "Cuz, hey, what are you doing standing in the corner? You gotta come out here. It's great." And they just have sweat, glitter, everything all over their body. Just wearing a tank, rippling muscles underneath, and they're just like enjoying and loving life.
Oh, hey, what's up, Z? Just enjoying my water, you know. Sure. What? Yeah, you want me to meet someone or something? Yeah, let's have some fun. I gotta go to bed early, so yeah, let's do this.
You gotta go to bed early? You're kidding.
Like, not as early as right now, but, in like, maybe an hour when, my bedtime rolls around, because I have to get up and work out and pray and do everything that I need to do in the morning.
Amethyst, I listen, cuz I really want you to succeed here, and I want you to have fun, okay? You gotta let loose sometimes, and having a bedtime just isn't the definition of letting loose. You can still do all the other stuff that you want to do in the morning, but I think putting the limit of a bedtime on yourself isn't exactly letting yourself have as much fun as you would like.
Well, I have a very busy, rigid schedule that I have to keep to in the morning. You don't become strong by not working out in the morning. You don't give praise to your weapons by not praying in the morning. I just, it's all connected. I don't see how I could not have the bedtime and also do the things that I need to do in the morning. What you're saying, it lines up, but it doesn't make sense, But yeah, we can have fun though.
Well, we'll see about the bedtime thing. We'll see if I can break that for you a little bit. So let me go take you over to one of my friends. I'm very excited for you to meet her. She's great. I don't know what else there is to say. She's great. And Xanther's gonna turn around and just start walking away.
Okay, am I supposed to be following? Okay, I follow him.
Perfect. Xanther continues kind of tracing his way through the crowd, and the first person that he kind of approaches, Anaya, you see Xanther Bowen appear out of nowhere, parting the Red Sea, which is the crowd in a college party. He is wearing a tank top, he is sweaty as ever, and he just waves his arm over to you. And she's like, "Hey, Anaya! If you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself."
Yeah, as like he waves, you see just the baddest tiefling you've ever seen, next to Amethyst. Literally built like, kind of average height, curvy. She's got like she's got like black skin, like black like obsidian, black like a stone. And she's got these kind of like white markings across her face, kind of like freckles, and any sort of scars she might have do appear in that same sort of white line that would be on an obsidian stone. She's got your classic tiefling horns, like the big ram horns that curl. She's even got a tail popping out from the like booty shorts she's wearing, because it's a party. She's not going to dress in her school uniform. She's here to show up, show out. She's got black sclera in her eyes, and her eyes themselves are like a soft brown, and her hair is this like stark white. They're box braids that are just like perfectly laid, perfectly even, and just go all the way down. Like I'm talking hidden in the back of her knees. She's got like gold jewelry, earrings, piercings, edges laid, and she just turns around and gets this huge smile on her face and is just like, "See, hey," and makes her way over and doesn't even pay attention to Amethyst. Not really. She's focused on one thing, and that is like linking her arm through Xanther's and just smiling up at him.
Absolutely. Now Xanther is tall.
Yeah, he
is
is
very, very tall. Amethyst is just as tall. Very hard to not notice Amethyst, but you are doing it. You almost create a wall between.
I'm very. Anaya's very used to creating walls when she's talking to Xanther. It's about establishing yourself in the right space. But after she says hi, she kind of turns, like kind of makes a face and just kind of points to Amethyst like, Amethyst, right?
Yes. Hi, Anaya.
Hey, hi.
Do you know my cousin?
Oh, yeah. We're on the cheering squad together.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And I slap Xanther's back really hard.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Cuz looks like you got some company. I'm going to get some water and then just another good slap and I walk away.
Wait, no. Amethyst, I wanted to introduce you.
You should totally hang out with us.
Oh, we actually met. Anaya was my welcome week person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're already like besties. Great, cool. I'm gonna
Which
go.
means we should all party. We should all hang out together. Oh my god, Amethyst, do you want to take shots?
You see,
she like flicks out her crystal and pulls up like the screen to start like taking videos and just like, hey everybody, here tonight, check it out, hanging out with Z and Amethyst, my new bestie, and we're about to do some shots, and then sends it off through the whatever the illusion app is.
Yeah, I think I called it like Snap Illusion or something. Or
Snap Illusion, yeah.
Oh, what did I call it? Snap Strix, that's what it's called.
Oh, Snap Strix,
That
yeah.
is your social network, everything.
Yes. And then I toss it back and I hook my other arm through Amethyst. And like, Anaya is much shorter than the both of you, but she's going to do her damnedest to start pulling you both to whatever libations are laid out.
Xanther just looks over Anaya's head at you, Amethyst, and just goes, and just laughs and keeps going.
When in Strix, I guess.
Exactly. With that, we're gonna go up the stairs. These stairs are creaky as hell. It's like they've kind of shattered in some places, but students are kind of leaning on the rails. They've figured out how to hop over them, how to fly. Some can fly over, honestly. But on the second level of the house, things are a bit more low-key. Downstairs, it's kind of like that driving house beat. Everyone's dancing. Second floor is more for socializing. And here... Oh, I'm dropping dice. Here is where we're gonna find... Ooh, okay, yeah. That is so perfect. Here, we see someone, a dwarf, that seems to be explaining, like in the middle of a party, explaining schematics to a group of people. Wally, if you want to go ahead and describe your character and what they're doing right now.
Right now, you see a dwarf standing amongst like a bunch of other people. They're all like sitting on sofas. People are sitting on chairs, sofas. Right? It's in one of those rooms that like was designated as like the social room where people will just go up and like just chill and talk. And you see a dwarf. You see Dante Bloodforge. You see this dwarf about the size of a dwarf. You know, same stature and height, but a little doesn't have the same dwarf frame. Actually, looks more like just a really short, person, really. But their hair is done up in dreads that are tied up and just swooped to the side as the sides are shaved completely clean. On his face are a pair of perfectly round glasses that take up a good portion of his face. And it's almost as if they're there to kind of draw attention away from the large scar that goes across his eyebrow and just barely touches his right eye. But his eyes are also kind of distracting as they are a very, very rich blood red. And he is wearing a pair of blue jeans. Blue jeans with some nice looking Timbs on them. And he's wearing like the Strixhaven like t-shirt. Looks like he just grabbed that shirt and put it on. But over it, he's wearing a really nice looking really nice looking hoodie that has embroidered on the back of it in a black hoodie that's embroidered in like equally like colored like a thread, the imprint of what looks like what might be his family crest, which are these two hammers crossed over each other. Behind it is this large forge with a large forge behind it. But it's one of those, the way the threading looks on it, that you have to look at it in the right light to catch it. Any other way, it just looks like a normal hoodie. And he is just pretty much prolificating a bunch of all these people. Like, now let me tell you something right now. A lot of people believe that, the crossbow is the way to go. But let me tell you something about the crossbow. It's a great weapon, right? You take an arrow, you shoot it, then you got to reload an arrow every now and then, But then, much like the crossbow, you got to be able to reach around and grab some ammo from out of nowhere. And he reaches over and he grabs as someone was about to pass the joint to someone else, like, you got to be quick with it, and takes the joint from in mid-rotation, takes a hit from it, and passes it to someone else. But, you got to be quick with it. You got to be quick with your hands. Sometimes, things may go sour with it. You may miss a shot, ammo may get jammed up. Your crossbow may malfunction. But Me? I got some big plans, you know. I got some real big plans with the improvement of a crossbow. I don't even think I'm gonna call it a crossbow. I'm probably gonna call it something even better, you know. I don't know, like that. And he like sits back down in the chair, and when the blunt gets back to him, he passes it over to someone else because he took his hit already.
Wow. So you do that and you watch as like no one's really wearing their Strixhaven affiliate colors really. There are a few people that are kind of sporting it cuz they've dyed their hair that way. You've got students that you know across Silverquill, Quandrix, Lorehold, like all different kinds of students like what the hell? Like, how does this work? And these students start bustling, they start asking you questions, and you start, you feel a little bit good about yourself. You feel pretty proud of what you've done and that these people are asking you questions and you're actually able to answer them. You see someone leaned on the back wall of this social room. You see a girl. You see she's got long, flowing black hair. She is wearing a beautiful black dress with jewels kind of sewn into it all the way down. Looks very peacock-like, but like goth peacock, if that exists. She's wearing a beautiful sun hat that's way too big for being inside with black tassels coming down the back. Stark red lipstick, has the nose piercing in the center, lip piercing, tons of piercings everywhere. It is Aurora Winterstar. She is leaned on the back wall and is like, interesting. So you're still figuring this out, right? And she walks over to you.
He takes a sip from his drink, looks up at Aurora and goes, "Oh, sup? Hey, I'm Dante."
Yeah, no need for names. Listen, I really like what you have going on here.
Oh, word?
Yeah. It's pretty innovative. Now, how did you come up with this idea?
Well, do you want the complicated answer or do you want the, the easy answer?
Easy would be great.
Well, let's see. Easy would be that I saw a problem with a crossbow and I decided to make it better. I mean, that's what innovation is, right? An invention is just you see a necessity and you improve on it.
So let me ask you this. Why didn't you just use magic?
Oh, I see. So I guess you heard, I mean, I'm not much of a magic user. Yeah. People will tell me like, "Oh, why don't you use magic, to do this?" I mean, but in this school, right, everybody can do magic, right? I mean, that dude over there can do magic. They just got here like a couple of days ago.
You look over and you see a stocky freshman that goes, and like glitter and optical light, just rainbows, just splashes from his hands, and he goes,
You see that? That was just sneezed, and that was smart. That was magic. I mean, I could, do magic. Basically what they taught us when we first came here, but I don't know. I just feel more accomplished knowing that I was able to use my hands to get what needed to be done, rather than just wave my hand and make things happen. I mean, unless you want me to wave my hand and make things happen with you.
She just smirks and kind of just turns around and walks away.
As she walks away, he like leans over to a random person and says, "I have no idea who she is at all whatsoever." Pass me some of that yak though. Pass that over here though.
Oh yeah. So the person you kind of lean over to, they're like, "That was Aurora Winterstar. You just spoke with Aurora Winterstar just decimated that you can't use magic, like decimated you completely."
Yeah, so what? I can't use magic. I mean, she probably can't shoot a jump shot.
But she's Aurora Winters. I don't think you're understanding. She's like a pop star. She's a pop star, essentially.
So, I mean, look, doesn't matter. I mean, look, just because she's popular and she's a pop star, don't mean her farts don't stink. Come on, don't put people on pedestals.
Yeah, maybe I'm letting it get to my head a little bit, but it's just, that's a big deal.
Let me ask you something. This your first year or your second year here?
I'm a first year.
Oh, it shows. It shows.
Wait, how?
By the
And this
fact,
person's. Oh, go ahead.
by the fact that you're worried about what one person thinks about you.
Yeah, this person is. They're wearing. So when you first arrive at Strix, they give you like a cute little keychain that you can hang your ID on and everything. Like, this person's still wearing that. It's hanging out of their pocket. They're wearing a Strix, like something that actually shows their school colors, thinking that you need to do that on a weekend. It is just like very apparent that they're a first year, but you saying this to them just absolutely kind of cuts through their spirit. They're like,
I'm gonna give you a bit of advice, all right? Because it's obvious, you're new here and you're nervous. I was like the same way too when I first got here. But you gotta understand something. To make it here, don't give a crap what people think about you. You live your life the way you want to live, and you're gonna excel in this place, all right?
okay, I can do that.
We're gonna chill, okay? If you ever need anything, you come look for old Dante, all right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
hook you up.
cool. Yeah, I can do that. And just as that, the kid just kind of just like rubs the back of their neck nervously, you hear a loud shattering crash, and just the entire crowd go, "Oh!" as someone, a large minotaur, has completely jumped on the beer pong table, crashing it to the ground, making the loudest noise the entire second floor has heard. And we're gonna cut over to Lamar. If Austin, you could tell us who your character is. I caught you right at the perfect time. At the perfect time.
I love choking on water, being shocked my name is called. Yeah, so Lamar is I'm just a human. I'm not a fantastical fantasy race, just a person, really. Black skin, about my complexion, has locks like up in a messy bun. What else? Little baby, like 20-something mustache growing in. Wearing like neutral earth tones for the most part, besides like a pink like satin like robe, not like a bathrobe, like a fashion robe, and I'd say their most distinct thing about them that they do have going on is that their eyes are pink. Like, they're not like full pink, like my eyes are brown, but they'd be pink instead. That's what they look like. So someone just broke a table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next to you stands a girl. She's kind of. How tall would you say you are?
I always thought like probably somewhere between like 5'11" and 6 foot.
Oh yeah,
depends on the day.
Standing about 5'7". Her hair tied up in a cute little bun. She's wearing this kind of like long shacket situation. Mm-hmm. It's bright yellow, but she wears a graphic shirt underneath, bicycle shorts, really chunky boots, just pulling off this look. You see your friend Nora, who is just kind of like looking at you, way more than you are looking at her. But she's standing there with a cup, and she's just like, "Oh, that's." It's totally wild that happened right now. Like, who is that? I don't even know who that. I do know who that is. I know who they are. They're my resident. But
I mean, you're not like working right now, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm not working right now. It's fine. They're gonna be okay, right? They're gonna be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they'll be fine. So, yeah, I mean, how you? Sorry, I haven't gotten back to you in a few days. Been super busy with opening week and
No,
studying and
it's perfectly fine. I just, I was hoping I didn't annoy you with like my 5 snaps and my messages and my sendings. It's just, I can
no,
get
no,
worried
no.
sometimes.
It's super okay. So do you want to like talk outside or something?
I would love to. That would be great.
Dope. I like go outside somewhere where I don't care if there are people or not, but just where it's not loud and dudes jumping through tables.
Absolutely. You see, so the room that they are all in is like this common area. There's obviously beer pong tables, huge couches that have not been washed in literal centuries. But then there's also these side rooms, like bedrooms that aren't lived in, but have a lot of just shit everywhere. And they have balconies, so you could possibly go out on one of the balconies and
Yeah,
see the back of one of the archaics. But people like to go out here and smoke and kind of chill.
yeah. I think we go out to one of those. I'm like, so last year was like a lot of fun and everything.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
But I don't know if we should do that again this year.
Do that while pertaining to what? Like, do that as in like be together and then stop talking, or like what do you mean? Like we're like what do
Like
you mean?
you're super cool to hang out with, Chief. We could like be friends, but like the hooking up and everything. We probably I don't think we should. It doesn't seem right, like it's our second year and we getting to know new people.
Um, I hmm yeah yeah.
Ghost really likes you. You can still come hang out and at the spot. Uh, Still come through when there's a party and everything.
Yeah yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. I would love that. Um, yeah, I would. But we're gonna stay friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with that part of our uh relationship.
Everyone's freaking out. It's so
Everyone's freaking. I don't know if other people can see, but everyone backstage is freaking out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I ain't see anything wrong with that part of our relationship. Of it's cool to hang out with you, and you like good music, and I don't really study, but it's cool to be around someone who's like, your vibe is like very taught, you know? And so I think it's good to be around that sometimes.
okay. I've never I've never heard that about a personality before. And you see her eyes start welling up. Um, but yeah, it's
Uh,
for the best, right? Like it's just for the best.
I think
um,
you deserve someone who wants more than just to like hook up.
yeah, yeah, I do, I do.
You good, Chief?
Um,
I know I'm probably not the person you want to talk to about that, but I'm the one standing here.
and she just sighs into kind of her cup, and then she reaches out and she's like, "Yeah, it's all good," and she'll attempt to shake your hand.
Oh yeah, I'll shake her hand.
Perfect. You shake hands. She holds on a little bit too long looking at you, and then she'll walk off. And just as she walks off, um, we are gonna cut. We're jumping around. We are gonna cut to Izzy. Now, where is Jay in this party, and how are they seeing? How do they see Nora walking off with tears? Like, where are they, and how? At what part of the function are they to see this?
I mean, previously they were just kind of hanging out, like chilling, watching the party. I do think that they will have to take a night and go find whatever sort of mental health services are available, because that hurt. That hurt me. Assuming that is not possible for the night, I think that Jay has been chilling against the wall. They're a changeling. They, it's their sophomore year, but they look like a baby, just sort of in personality wise, like, cause she's really standing against the wall, like, oh man, I'm at a party, like at the Strix. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And just sort of hidden up in shadow and watching people go by. And every once in a while, they'll see someone go by and like change their appearance to look a little bit more like that person, as if they're trying to like fit into the crowd and like appear like someone else. But seeing this happen, that illusion disappears, and just straight up on the wall, just like, damn, should I? Damn, okay. And I think she's gonna try to approach Nora. That's her read on the situation, is like, this person was just decimated at a party. You know what the right thing to do is go up to them while they're crying.
Yeah.
As you do.
Nora has completely crumbled in the minute or two that she's taken to go from the second level of the house to the bottom level, and you catch her just as she's about to walk out the door. Are you inside so you're inside the party, kind of leaning on the wall. You kind of grab her and just kind of not grab her, but catch her attention. Is there anything you're trying to say to her? Or recommending to her?
So Jay walks up and like kind of steals themselves. Is like, hey, I know that you don't know me, or maybe you do. We kind of met that one time. Like, I am so okay. So I just saw that happen, and I have to say, like, that was wild. That was so bad. I myself have some experience with people. I have knowing people is a thing that I have done before, friends and all that. So I wrote you a poem. It's kind of a freestyle. Here we go. I know we've come to the end of the road, but I can't let you go. And then immediately sort of like, oh, hang on, I actually just forgot the rest of the, it was someone else had written that one before me. So, I just kind of put my own, are you okay? Should I go? Hey, man, school, right? Please say something so I can stop talking, because I had a whole different idea coming up here.
I do know who you are.
Great, yes.
Jay,
okay.
Correct?
Yeah, yes, okay, see, we're already.
Yeah. Thank you for checking on me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I appreciate the poem too. If and she's like tearing up. She's like, if you ever need anything, like, just let me know. I'm here for you. And I appreciate what you've done so far, but I think I probably should go.
Yeah.
It's just best.
Yeah.
It's just.
Someone?
You think you know someone, and you think that freshman year, first year is gonna be everything.
You do,
and it's
think
gonna
that.
change. I don't know what to say. My heart is. I need to go.
All right. Well, hey. Listen, I sell CDs and bags, so like, if
Do you have one? Can I have one right now? Oh, do you sell them? How much are they?
Yeah, I sell them. But I can give you a
reaches in her
sad
back
person
pocket.
discount.
And she starts a sad person discount. She reaches out and she's like, "How many? I only have like silver and copper. How much?
How many silver and copper do you
I
have?
have like
Oh my god, that's crazy because that is exactly the number of silver that you need with the sad person discount. Um and I think she's just gonna write down on like a piece of paper, like, this is the download code. You have to go to like Magic Napster. If it doesn't work, let me know. And I will email you a new code.
Okay,
All
thank you
right.
so much. She takes the code, she gives you all 10 silver. And she's just like, you really, this really means so much to me. And she's gonna lean forward and give you a hug if you will allow the hug to happen.
Yeah, so she receives this hug just like arms open. Her hands are like right here. She's like, yes.
Absolutely.
Hugging. We are making it happen.
Amazing. And then Nora turns and she leaves the party, exits the facility. Jay, what else are you doing right now?
Let's see. So Jay will turn back to the party and kind of scope things out and like see Lamar, now that he's chilling by himself. And then decidedly be like, no, I'm not messing with that tonight. So I think they're gonna like head back toward the center of the party, try and find like just a group that looks like lively and happening, so they can kind of like, meld their way in there with their amazing people skills.
Amazing. You're kind of scanning the room and trying to see who looks the most friendly, who has the most obtainable characteristics, in a sense of like, oh, do I want their red hair, or that's kind of cool, they're kind of dryad-like, or that. And you're kind of scanning across the crowd, and your eyes land on a friend. And Sam, if you could go ahead and introduce your character and what Jay sees.
So what Jay sees for the most part is like a cloud of smoke, first and foremost. And it kind of dissipates to where you see this about like 5'9" esque in that range, earth genasi, very olive earth tone, forest green skin, and has stalagmites that kind of cross their cheeks, down their shoulders and their arms, and their chest, that I guess on a regular human would be freckles, but for them it's just like these gems that cross their face. And they have like these very long, curly, for the most part, sister locks, that have these different colored gems and crystals and gold jewels that hang in them. And they're dressed very much in like a crocheted kind of kind of like halter top, almost, in these long flowy kind of like baggy type of gaucho pants. And they are having the time of their life right now, honestly. Like, they've been waiting for the opportunity for another turn up where they can make another bag as well as throw some ass. So they are ecstatic right now. So you see them up against the wall with like a random dragonborn that just happened to be at the party, and they are putting their back into it at this point in time, just like going ham. They have a lit joint in their mouth that like they occasionally kind of just like flick off an ash as they're like going to it, and a drink in another hand, and you smell almost like a mix of like this very earthly scent. It's like a little bit of sandalwood mixed with kind of like a piney forest type of scent. And they are not even there at this moment in time, just kind of like vibing and going in with the beat.
Amazing.
And that's Soleil.
Soleil, you are just vibing, going with the beat, and your eyes look up and you see Jay approaching you. Jay, what does Soleil see?
Yeah. So as this let's say haze clears, Jay looks up and sees Soleil, and again, that sort of like this effort that they had been making to appear like anything but themselves sort of like fades as they kind of like get, oh damn, look at her kind of thing, and it just like goes away, and you see Jay as she is, has a changeling with like dark skin, and then patches of like pale skin, what we would know as vitiligo. Just across her face. She has one dark green eye, one brown eye, and then just a huge head of curls that are just kind of denoted by like if like a small child had eaten a bag of cotton candy and then like thrown up in her hair, just pink, purple, blue, randomly throughout. And yep, so she's gonna approach over. She's average height, I think we've decided, which average for some of us is like 5'3". But that could be a short average, I guess. And approaches Soleil, trying to look confident, like I know what I'm gonna do when I get there, but she don't know. She does not know.
Amazing.
I think the closer that you get to Soleil, they kind of notice you from across the room. And if you're staring directly in their face, their eyes are like gold, like the sun, very bright. And they kind of brighten a bit as you walk across, and they just kind of like tap the dragonborn, like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'll talk to you later type of deal as you walk over.
Hey, Soleil, right? Like, hey, what's the the wall, but I saw that how you were before with the talking and the dancing, the sort of I guess gyration, perhaps. That was it. What's
Okay, really quickly, I forgot that I can do this. Izzy, please take an inspiration for that.
Will do. Thank you.
Ooh,
Is the one of us that has a white parent? Like, that's the energy.
That's what I'm getting the big vibes. As she said gyrations.
Not even Jay, just Izzy. And I had years of babysitting.
Hey.
Because I grew up
Between
in
that
the
and the way your
suburbs.
hair
just
looks, I
need
know
it.
your mama's white. I know your mama's white.
I just need
That's
on
probably
record
fair.
that I didn't come for Izzy this time.
Jay.
It was not me this time.
Something I'm gonna do, because everyone did a stellar job at your intros and stellar job role-playing. If you have not taken an inspiration already, Izzy, go ahead and add an inspiration to your character sheet. You all deserve it, and more.
Thank you, my dear.
You may resume. I'm so sorry. That was just an amazing moment. I had to interrupt.
No, it's no worries. I think Soleil kind of stands up in their stature, and like as Jay is like going over like gyration, like their eyebrow kind of shoots up for a bit, and it's like, do you like need anything from me particularly, or
No, I was just coming to say, what's up? And then also, I've run low on my stash, so I don't know if
Say
you're
less.
doing that.
say less?
Yes,
What do you need?
Of course, fitting.
You need a dominant, a hybrid, or one or two.
Sure do. Yep.
Okay, let me make this a little bit more clear. Do you need an indica? Do you need a sativa? Or do you need a hybrid?
Can you just
Hybrids come either or.
yeah? Let me just get whatever you had did last time, but more.
Gotcha. Okay. And I think Soleil kind of reaches down into, they have this like hemp tote bag that is consistently across them at all times, that kind of works like a bag of holding to an extent. So they kind of like flip it open and like they dig in the bag for a second and they go, The last time I gave you 4-leaf clover, it was a bit much. We might want to tone that down just a bit.
There was one you had named after some sort of dessert item that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
A cake,
I know what
a
you're looking.
pancake,
Honey?
chocolate frog, honey. Yeah,
Got you.
that was it.
And they dig in their bag, and they're like, you need a 35, you need an eighth, you need a 35, half.
Can 2? I would like 2 servings. 2 units of weed, please.
All right. And they dig down into their bag and they pull out like an eighth, just like a little bit, and just pass it on over. And they're like, 80.
I have 10 silver and a mixtape.
Keep the mixtape. I'll probably see you around campus at some time. Run me the 10 silver. And they just kind of hold their hand out expectantly.
Yep. They'll hand over the silver.
And they kind of like tuck it.
You sure you don't want the mixtape?
Something tells me that there will be other opportunities in which I will come across it at another.
I'm gonna be performing just in the quad tomorrow.
That's cool.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
You're cool. Everything. This is all so cool. I would like to fade into the shadows.
And as you start, you feel that the swath of embarrassment washing over you as you start to just step back. As you step backwards, and Soleil, you kind of see this person step forward. You see an owlin, specifically pretty disheveled, just kind of tufts of feathers poking out everywhere, and you know this to be Havanesh, Stout Claw, who is just big built dude, leather jacket with like just the kind of dude at a party that wears leather jackets, shark teeth, claws of animals in order to be the person that people walk up to, overcompensating, but extremely nice. Just just thinks that this is the way to get people to talk to him. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, Soleil, how you? Listen, sorry to bother you, but I really need to talk to you." And Jay, as
Not a lot around here.
Oh yeah, Jay, as you back up, you bump into him. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I could just," and he is so huge. He kind of like picks you up and moves you to the side.
Oh, okay.
Entirely.
There's another way to do that. It's fine.
You know, maybe you shouldn't necessarily touch people if they don't want to be touched, but that's just...
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Did you want to be touched? And like they turn their attention to Jay. Did you want to be touched?
Jay, miraculously, like, goes the color of like a plum, just head to toe, staring at Soleil like, I have to make my bed, and beeline away, just away, sprinting across the room.
Amazing.
Slay just sparks their, like they realize their joint went out, so they just like produce flame off the tip of their fingertip and just light it back again. You needed something from me, yeah.
Is there someone we can talk?
Yeah, follow me.
Great, cool. Also, did I offend them? I'm from down under, and like we don't do that.
Just remember, from now on, don't worry about it. They seemed a bit overwhelmed enough as is. Just make sure before you touch people, let's just ask if they want to be touched first. And then I think they just kind of like reach over and just Ash like directly like right next to them. And
yeah, let's, I'll do that next time. Sorry. Can we go?
Yeah, follow me. And I think they kind of like lead them to like the back of the house or like someplace like that's more secluded.
Oh, yeah. You go to the back of the house. It's kind of the similar situation as the landings that are near the bedrooms, except there's definitely like a back deck. This house, if I can describe it a little more, like I said, it kind of seems haunted. What's really haunted about it is really that it feels like the kind of house someone picked up and just dropped in the middle of the air. Like the up house, but like shattered on the back of this walking archaic. So there's like planks of wood kind of pointing everywhere. And specifically the deck is pretty banged up. Havanesh looks over to you and says, I'm going to ask you, are you okay if I pick you up and fly you over the steps? It's okay if not.
You know, I mean, I could do it myself, but like, why not?
Oh, well, I kind of want to see you do it.
And I think what happens is they kind of like wild shape into a raven
Amazing.
really quick. And what happens is since they're outside, their eyes kind of like go from that gold to white, and it's flipped. You just see the irises, and they kind of fall back into the ground. And like as they're falling into the ground, there's like all these brambles and vines that reach up and grab them and encase their entire body and sink them down into the ground. And as they come back out of the ground, they emerge.
Perfect. So Soleil, Havanesh kind of stares at you for a second. That was a lot. I think wings are easier. And he just flies a little bit, lands on the ground. He's like, listen, I wanted to talk to you because, well, you know, it's, second year, and
They drop wild shape. I can't talk in that form.
right?
Yeah, so we have to actually, I'm sorry. Now, start again. Where was it?
Could you, well, it's fine, this is fine. And it's our second year, and you know how important internships are. Second year. I'm sorry to be on the weekend talking about school, but wanted to talk to you. You know, my parents have been talking to me about how important it is. And you do know, Soleil, you are a Kennedy, and Kennedys are legacies at Strix. You have so many family members that come from Strixhaven, and you are actually first in the line of, first for the past 150 years to be a Witherbloom. But you do know that Havanesh, specifically, is a Lorehold student, and in Lorehold there are Kennedy, living dorms, there are Kennedy, bricks everywhere. But Havanesh also comes from a pretty powerful family, of Allens, who specifically own, a flight school. And so that flight school, teaching young Allen and other people how to fly, Azamar, how to fly with their wings and such, that money is very abundant, and so they can't afford to send him here. He's very disheveled weed college kid that's just my parents pay for everything. They don't pay for me to look nice though. So Havanesh just is close to you by proxy, is close to you because of money. And he just kind of, I think it's important that we start looking for internships, and I wanted to propose one to you.
You know, I could really give a fuck else about these internships, and it's just something that I have to do in order to just be here. So let me placate you. Enlighten me.
Well, you've heard of the, and he looks left and right. Make sure no one's around. Says, you've heard of the Arcania, right?
No, of course I've heard of the Arcania. What is... Yes, I'm aware of the Arcania. Many of my family are Arcania.
Well,
what does that have to do with me?
You know, most people find it pretty prestigious to go into the Arcania.
I'm not most people.
You're right. You're right, and that's why I'm here to propose you something else. There's another group called, the Auric, and they're offering really high-paying jobs for people like us who want to do something different. Don't want to be like my family, and they came to me and they found me. And I've been...
Have you spoke to Loon?
What?
How different exactly are we talking?
Well, they just do a lot of political work.
Politics, of course.
Well, but we wouldn't have to do politics, I promise. It's more of a...
I could care less about politics.
Yeah, we could do more... I prefer more of an active thing. I like to fight. I like to play sports. I like to have fun. I like to not have to worry about politics. Am I shushing now? I'm confused.
Yes, you're shushing. You had me at fight.
Oh,
What do you need?
well, they are interested in you.
In me? Are you sure?
Yeah.
And I think Soleil kind of like sits back on that for a second and is just like, okay. Do you happen to have anything that would, I don't know, is it one of those don't call me, I'll call you type of things? Don't send me, I'll send you.
Well,
Someone will pop up where I least expect it and quite possibly might get murked if they scare me enough, but
I mean, if you want to be a part of it, I guess I could... It's not really something where we talk to them. They came to me, they appeared to me, but kind of how I'm coming to you. Someone else came to me and asked me, and then I said yes, but then they started sending me little tiny things that let me know that I was part of it, and, you know, and he has this, like, leather jacket. He reaches in the pocket of it and pulls out a little tiny matchbox, and on the matchbox is this purple eye. Very hieroglyphic. And he just turns it over and says, I don't know. They keep leaving things for me, and I know that I'm in the group. I think it will take a bit of time because I'm still in school, but from what I understand, they're going to the best of the best. But also, I understand if you're still into the Arcania, I think the Arcania is a great way to go if you want money and power and all that kind of stuff that our parents capitalize on. But I think there's something...
insight check.
Absolutely. Please roll me a d20. Amazing.
Oh, very nice. That's dirty 20.
Oh, that is amazing. First roll. Outside of me rolling to see who's gonna go first. What exactly are you looking for?
I want to see if there's any bullshit. Like, I know I'm a Kennedy, Okay,
You are
I
Kennedy.
know when people are trying, or at least I've gotten a glimpse of when people are trying to use me and my name for political purpose, for any reasons along the side of that. I want to see if there's any of that type of glint or him in anything of what he's thinking about or anything
Yeah.
along the lines of that. I also want to see if there's like any glimpse of an ulterior motive. Like, is there something that we need you specifically for, or is it just we want to use your name type of deal?
Now, here's what you get from Havanesh. Havanesh is not an ill-intentioned guy. You still get waves of goodness from him. You still understand. I think as a druid, there are some things that you understand about all different kinds of races: humanoid, owlin, minotaur, dryad, that being in touch and in connection with the earth around you, that just gives you a path to see some behaviors and understand, like, when someone's nervous and what it looks like specifically for a dryad to be nervous, something like that. He doesn't seem nervous. He doesn't seem ill-intentioned. He seems to believe what he's saying. If anything, you catch a hint of naivety from him. Of, I believe in this. I don't know. It could be something. But he doesn't seem to be the person to go to for actual information. He just seems to be believing in, someone came to me, told me I was in, and then I got a matchbox with a purple eye on it. I'm here. And that's, you might not have spanning information from that, but you definitely get the idea that he's just naively giving into the idea of, like, this thing is kind of cool and it's different from what my parents do. What I will say is that the name the Auric, and that is spelled O-R-I-Q, the Auric is something familiar to you, but you're not sure where it comes from and whether the context of it is good or bad. As a Kennedy, you would know it's something that you would just, I'm sure that there were mornings that before you're going to school, back before you were in college, your parents would just rattle off names. Your mom being a lawyer, your dad being a stockbroker. Just rattle off names of conglomerates, groups, people, monarchs, wizards, mages, all that kind of stuff. And you swear you've heard it before, you just don't know where.
Okay. All right, Havanesh. And I kind of just like hold my hand out for the little matchbook.
Oh, yeah. You don't get this one because I think this one's mine, but I'll give you these.
Oh,
And
okay.
he takes this little piece of fabric out of his coat pocket, another little coat pocket. Now, this one seems worn. It seems passed from one person to the next, and he just goes, "Yeah, they gave this to me, and I'm giving it to you." And then the second that you if you hold on to it, they'll find you, and you can confirm whether you're ready to be a part of it or not.
Okay. And I think Soleil just kind of like turns the coin over in their hand a couple of times and takes a look at it and goes, "Okay. Well, I'll keep you in mind if anything along the lines of that happens. You know, that doesn't necessarily tend to be my thing, but..." And they kind of like slip it into one of like their pockets and their gauchos, and they're like, "I will sleep on it,
Yeah,
and we'll think about this later."
sounds good.
I, for one, hear my song playing in there, so if... Actually, I don't care. I'm gonna leave now, and I'm just gonna walk back inside.
All right, and
Pleasure
that's just
talking
normal.
to you.
He just
And they just turn and
Waves
walk
you
back
off.
into the house.
As you go back inside, you see, all of you see, as the entire student body begins to, or everyone who's everyone, they begin to crowd towards the downstairs area, the main party zone, where the music was pulsing, too loud for anyone to hear before. But now it is like the lights are flicked on, the smoke is still kind of everywhere, lasers and lights are still going off. But you see a group of students who are specifically sticking a bed sheet to a wall, and on the bed sheet you see your names, some of your names, and you see some other names. And standing above the crowd, you all see Rubina, who is a dark-skinned, she's got passion twists, she's got them pulled up into a very tight ponytail that comes down, and it would be Ariana Grande style, except they're beautiful and curly and outwards, so it just waterfalls from her head, cascades from her head.
Ariana wishes.
Even Ariana wishes. Even on her night off, she is wearing a blazer over top of a cute little tank top, and really short jean shorts, meticulously buttoned boots. She is luscious, she is lotioned up, and it is her beautiful Friday night. She stands on top of a bench, and not even a bench, a couch that has been tipped over for her by Xanther and the Minotaur that slammed on top of the beer pong table. She stands up and she says, everyone, if you could pay attention to me for just one moment. Here we have the list. The Tertius, the top 13 of Strixhaven University for our class. And normally, this isn't a cause for celebration, but it's our sophomore year. And as she says that, everyone just like making noise, all of the second years just losing it. It is your first week of having your college affiliation. Freshman year and I keep saying freshman, whatever. First year is usually just like black and white uniforms. You cannot claim Witherbloom, you cannot claim Silverquill, anything. But you all have been Prismari, Silverquill, Lorehold, Quandrix, and Witherbloom students for a week now, and this is cause to celebrate. The drinks are flying, beer pong, like the ping pong balls are going everywhere. It's great. As things settle down, she just says, I think that we should be celebrating everyone who is on this list because we're going to be the future. And she starts reading off names. Now, you know, the top 13 of the school are the ones that will have access to internships after this semester is over. When the semester is over, these internships will call you all to separate places. And normally, internships work like, oh, I'm going to try it out and I'll come back if you like me, if I like you, all of that kind of stuff. No, at Strixhaven, these are basically placements for your future. After you graduate, you most likely will get placed exactly where you interned because the top 13 have a choice of where they would like to go. She stands on this sofa and she starts reading off names. Urzmaktok, and as she says that, he appears. She says, me, Rubina.
Boo, you whack, boo.
She looks at you and just, Dante Bloodforge at number 3. And everyone's just cheering. Shuvadri Glintmantle, Grayson Wildemere, Luna Kennedy, and you all see an air Ganazi. An air Ganazi that looks exactly like Soleil, except just beautiful, wispy. The top of her head is normally very stormy, but for this, it's just like her hair is calm and down her back. And right after Luna, Soleil Kennedy, Lamar Jenkins, Aurora Winterstar, Quintilius, whatever your fucking name is.
No, that's right.
Anaya Pierre, and Mina Lee. Mm-hmm. And just as everyone she's calling everyone's names out. Everyone's getting their individual applause. You notice some students are pretty pissed off that they aren't on the top 13, and this is pretty bold for them to just read the list like this. But by the time it's all done, Rubina kind of talks up how important it is, how great second year is going to be, and you're all pretty hyped about starting in this endeavor.
I think Soleil kind of like feeling themselves in their like bravado kind of like walks up to Rubina in that moment and kind of like druid crafts a like a tulip.
Yeah.
And hands it off to Rubina. And just kind of like nods. Doesn't really say much, doesn't look much, and then just kind of turns and walks.
So let me ask you a question. Are you doing this like right after she's given the speech to everyone, or right after the music resumes, lights flicker off?
After the music resumes, light flickers
great.
off.
I was like,
yeah,
whoa.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I'm shooting my shot, but most people don't need to know I'm trying to shoot my shot. I just walk up, druid craft, flash a smile, and turn back around.
She takes the tulip, and she's gonna step down off the couch. And you said that Soleil is 5'9"?
Mm-hmm.
She's like 1 inch taller than you. Kind of looking down, and she's like, "Thank you so much for this. This is really nice. Is this what you do? Do you like make flowers?"
One can say that I have a thing for nature. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Something that I do.
A thing for nature. I kind of have a thing for nature.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe sometime at some point we can get together and explore that interest.
That would be great.
I like that.
And you watch as, I'm so sorry. Another girl walks up, silver hair. She is very blatantly from Silver Quill. She's very put together as well. Another person with just a blazer, the jean shorts situation walks up. You know her as Mina. She walks up and she says, "Rue, are we going? Are we ready to..." And she looks at you, and kind of how close Rubina is to you. She's just like, "Are you done?" And Rubina will be like, yeah, absolutely.
Don't let me hold you up. I probably should get back to my friends as well. You have a great rest of your night. I'll see you around campus later.
I will.
And I think like Soleil just like winks and then turns off to go find the group.
Yeah, Rubina's just kind of like standing there for a second, but then Mina grabs her hand, they interlace fingers, and they walk deeper into the crowd and begin dancing. Where is everyone else right now? If I can go around and kind of see.
If we're all gonna gather up as a group, I do think Anaya is heading that way. But on her way, she will definitely walk past another member of the 13, and in passing to Grayson, we'll just be like, "Good job."
Yeah, it's nothing, you know. I don't know.
She's gonna like nod to Grayson and just, we should study sometime, but I should probably go find my friends.
Yeah. You know, I don't think you really need to study, but if you want to, sure. And he'll turn. Just walk away.
And I'll go join.
Boo, tomato, tomato, boo, tomato, boo.
Beat his ass.
Hey, fuck that whiz. Tomato, tomato.
He's a nice guy.
Fuck that whiz. Tomato,
Justice
tomato,
for
tomato.
Grayson. Oh my
Justice
gosh,
for
y'all.
Grayson.
Yeah.
not study, and him being like, you don't need to study. No, Grayson, no, Grayson.
Grayson, come on,
she
bro.
ain't trying to study, Grayson. Grayson.
Come on, my guy.
At
Open
least
up the
get
third
that.
eye. Move the calcium deposits.
Grace's been on the scene for all of 30 seconds, and y'all are here reading him.
It's been negative. They were ripping
I
it
am
apart
the
negative
only-
2 weeks ago.
Listen.
I swear to God, I'm the
am
only
ready.
person who read Grayson's bio, didn't just look at his photo.
No, I read his bio. No, I read his bio. I read his bio.
I read his bio,
I
though.
saw the picture. Yeah.
Oh, Republican
I
head
knew.
ass.
I just know Grayson was in the scene like, don't come talk to me. They're gonna fight. Don't come talk to me.
What I can confidently say, Izzy knows nothing about Grayson, but Jay is like, it's my boy or something. Like
dang.
we're close. We had come up with one time we went to a skating rink together, and it was very consensual skating.
Your adopted
We just
parents
waited
took you
until
there,
they because we couldn't drive yet.
Grayson and Jay. Amazing.
Soleil grabs another beer and like makes a gem stalactite out of their wrist and just like crushes it. Just like shotguns it right from the side. This
Yeah,
is like I don't
Anaya,
have time
like,
for this.
Make me a
Walks up, just-
performance check.
Performance. Bet.
Yes.
Can I give advantage? Because I think Anaya walks up just like, that's my motherfucking bestie, come on! And just like
That jumped out.
cheering them on.
Yes. Absolutely at advantage.
Performance. That's a 15.
Yeah, you don't choke. So you're dancing, you're
choke.
throwing, throw that ass in a circle,
Never.
and then you boom in there. It is effortless. It's flawless. Everyone's around you like, yeah, chug, and you get it down in a record amount of time for yourself. Anaya, Soleil, yeah, you two are vibing. Now, where's Lamar, Amethyst, Dante, Jay? Where?
Dante is getting up and heads over to where Anaya and Soleil is at, but then as he's walking over, he stops and he sees Suvadri. And he kind of does this thing where he's debating saying something. He kind of like looks at Soleil and Anaya and the looks over Suvadri, goes, all right, walks over to her and says, hey, Suvadri, congratulations on making the list.
Oh, thank you. Grades are really not important. You did a good job too.
I feel like half the time it's just nepotism. I mean, I'm just trying my hardest like everyone else, really. I feel like, they look at my last name, they're like, oh no, put him on the top 5 just for show. But you do real, things. I'm gonna go talk to my friends, but I just wanted to, congratulate you is what I wanted to do.
Well, I'm changing her accent. Well, listen, you don't have to go away so fast. You can hang out with me. Over here.
You know what? Maybe later. Maybe later when it's not so, loud in here.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And he turns around and he kind of does a little face of like, damn it, face as he walks over to the others.
She'll just kind of stay there. She seems to be nursing a drink, but not an actual drink. It's definitely water. And she seems to be not the kind of person that's like in the corner, like, I'm better than all of you because I'm not even actually partying. Like, this is water, and you all are sinners for that. Like, she's just like looking out to see to make sure like if someone can't walk, if someone needs water. She's kind of just like party mom, very good-hearted party mom. Um, but genuinely happy to see you, and sad to see you go. But you can't see that because you're turned around walking
Yep.
away from her.
And he is walking over to the sofa where they're at, and he sits down on the sofa near the other two, looks at Soleil and Anaya and just goes, "Don't say a word."
What was I gonna say? And like Anaya like throws an arm over Dante and like rests her head on top of his head. What could I possibly say about this situation that I haven't said before?
Soleil just like looks over at you and just doesn't even say anything, just kind of like gives you like their signature wink to you and goes right back to throwing ass on the half elf that they were throwing ass on previously. Like,
Love that.
there's no other, there's in between. It's just like,
I'm just saying, it's just I would just wanted to congratulate her is all I wanted to do. All right, you know, being social, being a good friend.
You don't have to explain yourself to me.
Yeah.
I'm the
I'm
last
not
person you got to explain yourself to.
I'm not explaining myself. I'm just kind of just saying this really for my own benefit.
Like you're talking through some feelings and some emotions.
I mean, it's
Okay.
probably not that deep. Don't worry about it.
No,
I mean, we
don't
can do
wanna
like a
talk about
reading.
it.
We can get some guidance.
Oh, come on. No, I'm not gonna do. I don't.
And I don't think that might be. And I think like Soleil like gets down from the half elf, and it's just like that might not necessarily be the. It's not necessary. You know, we're all just here. It's a party. We're all vibing. We're having a good time. We're feeling our beat.
Oh, not
We don't
right now.
necessarily need.
This is not the time or the place, but sometimes you know things about yourself and you ignore them, and then sometimes you need the universe to slap you across the face and wake you up and
Here
tell
she
you
goes.
to
She
make a
always
move.
trying to read the damn universe.
Look, like I said, I'm not one who believes in all those crystals and reading card stuff. All right, I like to
Hey,
prefer.
like let's the crystals might have some truth to them.
They may.
Like, let's
have
not
some-
count out the crystals 100%. Like,
I'm not
let's
gonna
just
count
talk
them.
about this.
I'm not gonna count them off
But-
100%. All I'm saying is that just something I don't subscribe in. But I will not turn down any advice you give my way.
Tell her how you feel.
No, and he takes a long sip of his drink.
We immediately cut to wherever Lamar and Jay are at Amethyst. You're kind of all together in a group. Now, you could go to separate areas, but is there any person that you're kind of looking to talk to, or are you guys kind of all hanging out?
I was gonna say it probably would have been on, like, when they were at a couch, I probably would have been on like a nearby couch,
Mhm.
just sitting, drinking something.
Yeah.
I think the only thing of note I was going to do right now was send a message using the spell, not my crystal, to
Mhm.
Aurora, congratulating her for the placement, and also tell her I talked to Nora.
Okay. You don't get a response.
Yeah, that's fine.
Amazing. So
But
you're
I-
on the couch close.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say I'm just sitting there very clearly, like not engaging.
Oh, yeah. Izzy, where are you? Where's Jay?
I think Jay is nearish, having seen this whole announcement and either anticipating or at least not necessarily being surprised that, like, you know, I don't think she was expecting any sort of feedback from this whole thing. Again, it's still kind of just watching and like waiting for her chance to slide in and try and make some new friends from behind the nearest snack table, where she has thrown a handful of Sour Patch Kids into a little red Solo cup and will take a drink and then kind of and then go back to scanning the party. So within, I would say, like, shooting hearing distance
Yeah.
from everyone and just kind of like watching.
Yeah.
Mostly watching Soleil, but like anytime they even start to turn maybe toward her, she like is, oh, I have to tie my shoe. And I think we'll announce that loudly, like,
Yes.
to no one. Just, my shoe has become untied again. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this for safety. And then, like, duck behind a table. Right, no, because, listen, just because you're at school doesn't mean you can't be safe. Tie your shoes, kids.
It's true. Perfect. So you're still with the group. Amethyst, where are you?
Easy. Especially because she has no idea, not because they didn't tell her, it's because she doesn't care what the top 13 are. And Xanther wasn't on there. They are arm wrestling on a table. Very close. Like immediately while that was happening. Like she had one drink, he was getting on her nerves, and she said, all right, come on, let's go. So they just, they're arm wrestling on the table.
Strength check.
I believe in myself.
I believe in you too.
Let's go.
Strength check or athletics?
Athletics specifically.
Baby.
Let's go.
That's a 22.
Ooh.
I rolled a 2.
Ah.
So she's all hydrated, not really, barely has any alcohol in her. As they sit down at the table, and she says, "If I beat you, I get to go home."
What?
And then she said, "Go." And then
Just immediate slam down.
and then she just he falls on the ground. She's like, "All right, well, that was way less fun. I'm gonna get some more water." And then just kind of like walks over, gets some water, and sees Anaya. And then just kind of walks over to her and is like, "Hey, Anaya.
Hey.
What's the 13 thing about internship? What's going on?"
Oh, honey. Okay. Anaya's gonna like pull you into a seat. The top 13 are really the best of the best at school. They are, technically speaking, placed by grades. So you do have to achieve well academically. But with a couple of exceptions, everybody who is in the top 13 is also pretty much on the top hierarchy socially at school. So anybody who's anybody knows them, anybody who's anybody wants to get close to them, and if you have enough sense, you'll want to be in the top 13.
Okay. And Lexi, does everyone have a number, or is it just like the 13 people are?
It's kind of like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to assume it was like a ranking thing. But please explain, because this is your game.
No, absolutely. It is a ranking thing. So it really is 13 students. It's like the top 15 are really what's known and visible, because if you're right below the 13, you probably know. Which spot you take up, you're not really sure, but you can probably tell. Everyone else, it's kind of like Uber, where you have a secret score of like what kind of rider you are for Uber. It's like that for everyone else, where it's like this invisible thing. Like nobody else really has to worry about it unless you're really trying to get in the top 13. So it's by merit, but it's also by grades. It's by magical aptitude as well. For example, Nora would be an amazing, she normally would be in the top 13, except she is really bad at what she does. Very enthusiastic, but really bad at what she does.
Damn, Nora just getting dunked on this episode.
No, yeah. So with that,
My
she
good girl can't win.
So with that, she's like, "Oh, that's what that number was." And she reaches into her pocket and pulls up like a crumpled piece of paper like that she got from when she transferred, and she's like, I got like a 14. Is that good?"
You got a 14?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
a 14.
no, I just
You were
transferred.
14 from the other couch.
I think Soleil kind of gets back down from like the spot on the table where she was just throwing ass, and is just like, 14, that's not bad.
I mean,
Here, you're right on the cusp. You're ready to knock anybody the fuck out as soon as as soon as
I'm
it
not going to say
happens.
that Anaya at a 12 is sweating, but she is paying attention.
She's like, "No, I just transferred in last week. I had like And she's like trying to give the equivalent of like a 4.0 at. She's like, I had like a straight A's. No, all 100%. I had like a 99 once, at my last school. But yeah, no, I mean starting fresh.
What do you?
What's your
do?
name? First, yeah.
You had a 14? Just from the snack table with a handful of like, I don't know, biscuits.
What are you
She's
snacking
like, yeah,
on? What are you snacking on?
Oh, I got they have like charcuterie bites.
Bring it over here.
Yeah, bring that whole thing over here if you don't mind.
Just bring
just
it,
the table.
Get the tray.
bring
bring
the whole
bring
tray.
The table. Bring the,
The
table.
tray.
Bring the table.
Please
All right, I'm
bring
gonna
the
take
table.
I'm gonna take the.
Need help?
And then she will like to whoever is next. I'm gonna take the tray. My friends told me to take the tray.
I said
Cheese
table.
and crackers.
Table.
I think
Excuse me.
Soleil kind of like just looks over at whoever is like standing around the table and like gives them a look like it's ours now.
So she's gonna shove the whole thing over there, and it cuts through the music.
Yes, it does.
This is loud of like scraping noise across the floor.
Scraping against this wooden floor. There's more splinters. Like someone just yells because just one of the planks of wood just
Sorry.
launches a splinter in their direction.
Yeah, no, Jay is unperturbed by the just.
Amethyst is
There's
so
a whole
confused.
like people are like dancing in a circle, and she going right through. Excuse me,
you sure
my
you don't
friends
want me
want
to
this
help her?
table. So
It's like the Black Eyed Peas playing in the in the background, and everyone's like standing watching you do this at this point, and you're just slowly but surely, labor of love, pushing it over because Anaya said table.
When
at some point they'll look up and be like, "I got the charcuterie table. Check it out."
Anaya's gonna like lean, like put her elbow on the table, lean over, and like reach over and like pat Jay's arm. Thank you.
Jesus.
Jay's
I
like,
think
I forgot to make my bed, and like starts to leave.
Nah, hold up. Where you going? Come on, sit with us.
Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, my bed.
no, absolutely.
It's
I sold to you earlier, right?
me.
Seems
Oh yeah, I
Like,
don't like.
Soleil's eyes are
remember-
very glazed over in a sense at this point in time now, so it's like kind of like this murky gold that you're looking into, and they're just like, I sold to you earlier, right?
Jay is sweating. Oh,
Like,
Br-
trust me. What's
Do you
mine
want-
is yours.
yeah. Do you want a charcuterie? Like they got bread like a baguette.
Yeah. Start like making
I
like,
don't
little
necessarily
bites.
eat meat, but I would love a slice of cheese. And they kind of like reach over, and like this, like a piece of cheese is like right directly next to your hand. They just kind of like grab it a bit and reach over and like grab it a bit and just smile. Grab a piece of a cracker.
Jay,
Jay's eyes change color. They're
Yes.
just suddenly gold.
what is going on in Jay's
They don't seem
brain?
aware of it. Like just this is full you know how when we had computers before in the aughts, and then sometimes they would do that thing, the blue screen of death, and it would just like fully
Damn.
and Jay's eyes are now the same color as Soleil's, so he's not aware of it. It's just yeah, it's good. You should if carbs can help in case of dehydrate. Are you gonna run? Are you running?
What's your name? Jay?
It's Jay, Jelani, or Jay, like whatever.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm
but
gonna go with the
what-
first one.
Oh yeah, what do you want us to call you though? That's what matters.
Oh, Jay is good. That's what everyone called me at my last
Are
when
you
I
a
was
transfer too?
before. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about numbers, and I had heard a number. I also, and we'll take the same like crumpled piece of paper. I have one of those, a number. So.
What you get?
Well, allow me to introduce you to Strixhaven, Soleil Kennedy. And they like reach a hand out expectantly.
The way I am suddenly back in high school and just sweating again. Jay puts out a hand that is just disgusting
Sweat.
and shaking. Just like
Sweat everywhere.
so gross.
Soleil doesn't even act like they notice it at all. They just grab it and shake it. Just like the grip is a little tight. Just enough to be like, but grips it and it's just like, well, if there's anyone around this campus that knows this campus, that'd be me. So, if you have any questions.
What's your favorite color? Where's your classes at? What's your favorite? Do you like it here? Class is good.
Oh, that's right. I love meeting people that are new here. So Kennedy Park, the park that's on campus, the big one that's like right in the middle of the quad.
Oh yeah. I was gonna.
Yeah, that's named after my family. I'm Kennedy.
You have a park here.
Yeah. My family's what they call legacy here.
Park only got 2 benches though.
Woo!
Shut your fucking mouth.
Lamar
saying.
loses it when Dante says that.
Yeah. What is going through everyone's brain as Jay is standing here with this 15 and Amethyst is standing there with the 14?
When Soleil starts talking about like the park and family and stuff, Lamar like gets up and goes like near Jay, but is like fully thinking like, oh cool, we can fucking knock Grayson out or something. We got two people here who are pretty close.
Yep. It's true.
But in terms of what I'm thinking, that's it. And if I have time to do stuff, then I will do it later.
Anaya, Dante?
Dante is just listening to Soleil talk because even though they talking about that park, he's like, man, it's only a 20 by 20 large park with 2 benches. I don't know why you're talking about it like it is like this big park. But letting her go off because that's his best friend. He'll let her talk about herself.
Anaya's fully in her red solo cup because these whizzes out here talking about parks and shit. Okay, whatever. No. I'm chatting with Amethyst again. So like, where did you go to school? Like, just shooting the shit.
Yeah, you
Like-
all are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I
Go
was
for
gonna say, like, to be fair, it was more like let me see where their vibe is at, because that's kind of normally how Soleil would like introduce themselves to other people. Is like, you fall on either or of the spectrum. Either you fall on worshiping their family's name and knowing who the fuck they are, or you are very clueless to that aspect and Soleil feels as if they can kind of be more of themselves around them, around whoever it is. So that's kind of more of where they were coming from with that, for more like back information, I guess.
Yeah. You all are standing here and you're talking. The table has been, with some effort, pushed to where you are. The party resumes, and as you're talking, you just hear the pulsing music, but all of a sudden, time begins to slow around you. And there are like dust particles in the air of just dirt and other things around this house that have been stomped up because this house has been left alone for ages. At least not since the last sophomore smash. There's dust particles in the air that slow to a halt. All of the students are cheering, their fists pumping in the air, and they slow as well. And all of the lasers and lights stop exactly where they are, cutting into the air. Beautifully, just optically freezing. And you all notice that you are not stopped, you're not slowed, you're not frozen. And when you look around, you see some familiar faces. You see Rubina and Mina standing amongst the crowd, looking around, noticing the frozen people. And from upstairs, you hear people running downstairs. And the lights cut off in a moment. And when they turn back on, everyone's disappeared. Except for 4 figures. What seems to be a bearfolk, an owlin, an elf, and a dryad. And you can only tell by stature, as their faces have a mask over top of it with an arcane eye. Blue, bright and glowing. And as one speaks, all of them speak together. And they say, "Welcome. You all have been accepted into the Tertius. And those outside of the Tertius have potential. We are here and we are the Arcania. Accept our challenge, and you will be among the ranks of the greatest adventurers, mages, and wizards known to all humanity."
But
The Anaya?
Arcania.
I mean, oh, the
Y'all are
Arcania, the
really
Arcania.
doing a
Arcania,
lot.
okay.
Like, this is so much.
Y'all
are
are
some
doing a
dramatic
lot.
bitches.
So
Like-
dramatic.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Like,
do
I
the
mean,
whole-
real extra.
Is that
I
kid?
think that too.
Is that kid okay? As someone's like falling in midair, frozen in time. Like, did y'all really have to stop time? Couldn't send a
I mean,
message?
you could have. Maybe you could have like sent us a note or something.
Yeah.
Do you want
Got
snacks?
crystals. We have dorm rooms. You could have left a note under the
Yeah.
dorm.
Maybe we
Charcuterie
should.
snacks?
Maybe we should let them. Are y'all gonna talk?
Yeah. Okay.
in-
Yeah.
do you
I'm
need
sorry,
to count
continue.
now?
We apologize.
Yeah,
Go
you
right
good?
ahead.
You're right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
My
God,
bad.
God,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry,
Continue.
excuse me.
You have more to say?
Thank you. And the entirety, you look around and you do see the Tertius, the 13, but you also notice that Jay is here, and Amethyst is here, and a few other students who are pretty high in social capital, but not exactly on the list, are unfrozen as well, and all of them have gathered, as if the voices of these 4 paragons have, like, carried throughout the entire house, summoning everyone downstairs. They look at all of you and say, "If you would prefer to be left or lost, like the others who are far beneath you, we can make that happen."
Hi, quick question, Jay, number 15. What do you mean left, lost? Is that something we should be concerned about?
This is a question for the DM, like above board, Lexi. Do I see my twin?
You do.
I do.
Yes.
Okay. I kind of look over to Luna and like back over to Dante and then bounce a look over to Anaya really quick, and I'm just like, do we need to fuck shit up? Is that something that we need to do, or we just listen and see what happens?
Look, let's just see what they have to offer
Okay.
for
It's
now.
best to
And if we
listen,
want
I
to, if
think.
we want to hang out with them, we can. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
Anarcharia. Question.
Yes.
Is this gonna help me get a job, or?
And you see all of their heads cock to the side.
Oh, you
And
in
they
unison.
just look at you and they say, "Have you any idea the power that this group has?"
The group of the Arcania or this group right here?
Arcania.
No. Not at all. None.
Very,
Is there a
very well
pamphlet
aware.
that we could read up on?
They're like the big, important baddies. If I'm sorry, I don't mean to like step on your toes, but
I
they are the park. Like if we have like a section of
Gone.
The Arcania
That
said,
was
"Be
rude.
gone."
That was
that was
so rude.
rude.
That was not. That was.
That was rude.
Damn. She was like if they know.
They are
Arcania said,
speaking too
No, it's
much.
not for you. Damn, that was
I hate
rude.
it. That was
That was
very
rude.
fucking rude. You know what I'm gonna say is like they are the park.
Damn.
Where
If
did you
it's
get
like-
that information?
My man said,
Damn.
And
They know
And
too
just
much.
as you start to describe, their heads go back forward and they disappear, and you all dip into deep darkness. As from one to the next, Lamar, you see yourself in the future. You see yourself successful. You see yourself. Your last name is Jenkins, and Jenkins is all over everything that you've ever created, everything you've discovered, not the family name that you specifically are running from. We cut over to Amethyst. Amethyst, you have created it. The sword that will sunder all mountains. And your god is standing above you, but comes down to your level and reaches out their hand. And you're invited to ascend. We cut to Izzy. Izzy, you're confident. You're in your place in the world. You've found it, and you found yourself, and you've never seen yourself more comfortable in a situation full of people as you say things and they listen. Dante, you feel free. You feel comfortable. You see and watch as people stand in front of you, and you cut a ribbon during a ceremony in front of tons of people as your weapon is being showcased to the world and people applaud you. Anaya, you're making bank. You are married. You were married to the richest person, but you are now the richest person. And not only that, you have made something of yourself in more ways than you could have originally thought of. And Soleil, you look, and when this happens to you, you see your family surrounding you, but things are different for you. You see that they're staring at you, staring down at you, and they say, "You've chosen the wrong path. You did it wrong. Try it again. You did it wrong. You chose the wrong path." And they keep repeating this over and over and over. And as they say that, you see in the background behind them, you're just in your house, in your kitchen, and they continue to repeat this. And behind them, it just fades into darkness. You see a purple eye rising from the ground behind them as they say, "You've chosen the wrong path." And with that, just snapping back to reality, you all wake up from a dream. Something that represents what you wanted most in life, what you're looking for most out of life. But you're still standing with the others. And these four turn to you and say, "Anything you want, we can give you. But you must prove yourselves
I mean, listen, I said bet when you got here, so.
Soleil kind of like looks over at Dante and is like, remind me, when you see me reach for that third joint, tell me no next time before I start drinking. Sounds like a plan?
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Okay, all right, thank
but not for nothing. Maybe we should maybe consider this. I mean, why not, right?
And I think Soleil, to what everyone else would deem being like a complete like obtrusion of personal space, Soleil just immediately walks into Dante's personal space and kind of like presses their forehead like to his and looks at him very deeply in the eyes and is like, and like whispers like just close enough for the both of them to hear, and it's like, they told me I made the wrong choice. Are you sure this is what would be right?
We're at that point in our lives where we're gonna make choices, right? You know, we're gonna make bad choices, we're gonna make good choices. Whatever choice you make, you know, you got my support. This is what I'm gonna do. But whatever you do, and he like he takes his hand and he reaches around and puts it on the back of her head and like presses his forehead against hers. I got you.
And I got you, as always. And I think they kind of step away from Dante and just kind of like looks over expectantly at the rest of the group and it's like, so what is our choice? What is our plan here?
Yes.
I thought maybe I drank too much. Everyone else seems to see this, so maybe.
Are you asking like you're not sure what's happening here because there's like a group of ultra powerful mages in front of us offering us our wildest dreams and wishes?
No, Lamar. She's asking if we should keep dancing and partying. What the hell do you think she's asking?
It didn't seem clear. That's why I asked. I don't understand the problem of getting clarity before answering a question.
I would like to keep dancing and partying, but also fulfill my wildest dreams. Is there a both option? Can we get a both? I would love a both.
I think as you ask that question, you don't see Amethyst because she is standing in front of the all-powerful people with a big smile on her face, and she says, "Show me what I gotta do, mystery people."
Yeah, y'all keep dicking around, and Aya's gonna follow Amethyst. She got the right idea.
My bet was in the affirmative, and I am already with them.
I think Soleil reaches out and like grabs Dante's hand very intrinsically and like interlaces their fingers and kind of looks to him and is like, and they follow Anaya and Amethyst and Lamar.
Jay, what are you doing?
Jay looks around to see like all of her new BFFs having gone ahead. It's like, okay, does anyone, should I bring snacks? Okay,
Yo,
I'll come back.
come on.
I'll come back for the snacks, and yeah, we'll just jog after.
And everyone that steps close to you watches your other classmates look at each other, all with a competitive eye. But they've all seemed to form groups similar to yours. And they step towards the Arcania. This eye on their face. It's kind of alone, but it forms a smile for them. And they just smile, and with a snap, you all are carried away. And that's where we're going to end our session today.
Absolutely.
Lexi.
I refuse.
Lexi.
I'm not gonna hang
Do
up.
not
What are you
make
gonna do?
me come to Ohio
Lexi.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if we all say no? What are you gonna do if we all say no?
What do you do? What do you do if that happens? If we all say fuck that?
I'll work tomorrow.
Listen,
I don't
right? I
work till
took the
3
day
p.m.
off.
tomorrow. Like,
Marty,
please
I took the
understand.
off. I
don't want to go to work
time.
tomorrow.
Wally, call out. Wally, call out. Wally, just call him.
I'm gonna call out.
Call out.
I got to call.
Yeah, listen, it's reparations. Take that time, Wally.
It's true.
Yo, all I'm
That's
saying
your time off.
is you ending on a cliffhanger is really homophobic.
Oh,
It is.
yeah,
I
it
agree.
really
It's
is
crime.
crime, honestly.
It honestly is a hate
Like,
crime.
I need to go to
Honestly,
bed.
anti-black.
Thank you.
Anti-black.
Anti-black, homophobic.
Welcome to the Strix, my anti-black and also secretly homophobic Strixhaven series.
Jesus.
Damn.
I'm here with my amazing
gosh.
players.
Listen.
You
Man,
all are so amazing.